Hi guys, welcome back. For all of you who are fans of a bit of cardio but don't like doing anything too high impact, this is the perfect workout for you. We are doing a low impact cardio bar workout, so perfect also if you are in an apartment and don't want to make a lot of noise, or if you're working through an injury but still want to get the heart rate up, or any number of reasons just to have fun. But if you're ready for this one, you do not need any equipment, so just roll out your mat and let's go. Hey guys, welcome. If you are new around here and you enjoy doing Pilates and bar workouts, then I'm here twice per week and I would love for you to come back. So if that is the case, go ahead, head down below, hit that subscribe button, and I will hopefully see you again. Also, while you are down there, know that I have linked down below my Instagram. I would love if you would give me a follow over there. I do a lot of other stuff there, so lots of shorter workouts, lots of nutrition information. I'm also a nutritionist, and just kind of general mindset, healthy living type things. So wholly different ballgame over yonder on Instagram. Okay, so that's all. We're gonna get cracking. So nice low impact one, nothing too crazy. Each exercise in the standing portion is going to be 1 minute. We're just going to go directly into the next one. So it's all just back to back to back to back to back. No breaks in it. And then we'll head down to the floor for our finale. So high to low. So that finale down on the floor. Again, it's just gonna be 1 minute of each exercise for a grand total today of around 20 minutes. That's the vision. So starting here, I'm just gonna show you the first one before I start that timer. Feet are gonna be wide, toes turned out. Arms up overhead, we're just gonna press down into a plie squat, squeeze back up. So tailbone stays tucked, going straight down, and we are starting in 3, 2, 1. Gotta get my timer visible so that we don't end up doing this for 3 minutes. You just never know. So really, really controlled, pressing down, squeezing up. Think about really actively squeezing the glutes as you come up. Not gonna lie, I feel a little bit tongue-tied this morning. I think because I haven't really talked much yet, so I'm warming up. I've got Layla just over there. The usual, she's not super happy with me right now because she was just coaxed out of my closet. And my closet is her most favorite place, but I don't love when she's in there for obvious reasons, because she snags things with her claws, and yeah, it's just not a great scene. Last one here, we're gonna stay down now. Arms can stay out to the side, or you can bring them in, you can bring them to the hips, but we're pulsing right here. So low and slow, like I said from the start, keeping tailbone tucked, so we're leaning tail between legs, pressing really, really wide with the legs, abs pulling in tight as well here, just starting to get a little bit of a burn going. So low and slow, keep it going nice and consistent. Don't bounce too high out of it. We really want to stay in that nice kind of intense burning zone. Look, Layla won't even show her face to the camera. This is how upset she is. You just get her back today. Layla, what is it? Not happy. Not happy. Few more seconds here. And then we're gonna be stepping in with the left leg. Here we go. So left foot comes in, step back wide. Yes, I'm doing my right leg. I'm mirroring you guys. You'll be stepping in with your left. Just in and out. Make sure you're still landing wide on the out. Don't drag your foot. You should get a big push off there. Legs coming straight fairly quickly, and we're thinking of squeezing the backs of the legs together. So you've got to do a big push off, especially through that stationary foot. You're really extending straight from the heel up to the glute so that we can come in nice and quick. So this will get the heart rate up a little bit. This is some of that low impact cardio. You don't necessarily need to jump I do love jumping, but you don't necessarily need to do that to get your cardio. Last one there. And then same leg, left leg, we're gonna lift off, land down, lift off, land down. Turning hip forward, opening out, forward, open out. You should be able to find a little bit of air time and then control on the release. Now, one thing that I sometimes see with these ones is that this leg starts creeping its way back in and becoming really small. Nope, you are still landing all the way wide. So there's a big push off, you land low. Big push off, land low. If you are sneaking that foot closer to your supporting leg, you are cheating. You're just doing little baby lifts. We're not here for that. We're here to go all out. So land wide. Couple more here. Whoop. Last one actually there. And then pop up that heel. So left heel up. And we're pulsing here. Slowing it down again. We're pulsing here for a minute. So of course, we will do all of that song and dance on the other side. Yes, we will. Yes, we will, but for now, let's just enjoy. Let's just settle into this pulse. Again, tailbone going straight down, push that heel forward. That's gonna help find the turnout. Keep pulsing. I like a good low impact cardio. Now and again, it's good if you're living in an apartment and you have people below you. Although, I always say it's good to practice any kind of like jumping if you do live in an apartment with people below you, because it will train you how to jump correctly. You want to land like a cat, nice and soft. Last one there, heels down, arms out to the side. We're gonna lift all the way up, double heel lift, press down. So we're switching it a little bit. Heels up at the top, press down, heels up. Try to find that bit of balance. So to find that balance, we're squeezing glutes, we're squeezing lower abs. No bow back here. Push heels forward. Just nice and controlled. You should be able to get a little bit of hang time at the top. So notice I'm pausing every time at the top. Whoop. Just for a moment. Oh my. And if you really want to make this controlled, pause up there for a little bit longer. Squeeze back the legs together. So you should be feeling inner thighs and glutes. A little bit more here. Final stretch of these. And then we're gonna go back into a pulse. Delightful, stay low here. We're pulsing. So both heels down. Both heels down. That's it. And you're just pulsing it out. Low and slow. Can we press the legs open a little bit wider? Tuck a little bit more. Squeeze the abs a little bit tighter. Yes, yes, yes. We can do all of those things and more. And we will. So just keep these low and slow. Legs should be getting a good burn. We're at about halfway point, just past. I keep looking to see if Layla has forgiven me. She has not. She has not. Sad times. The cats, all the cats, love my closet. Mostly Layla and Leo. Luna's not as hot to trot about it. I mean, she'll go in there if it's available to her, but she's not gonna like push open the door to get in there. All right, last one there. Right leg this time. We go in, step wide. Go in, step wide. But like Leo and Layla both know how to push the door open, because it's just like a sliding wardrobe door. So they'll push it open, they'll climb on in, and they'll make themselves a little nest in there. And then I go in there, everything's covered in fur. It's got like little claw marks in it. One time I pulled out a shirt and it had a dried hairball on it. So yeah, I don't love them going in my closet. I will do an awful lot to make these cats happy, but that's past my limit. Again, Big push through the supporting leg. That's your main driver up. Last one here, leg lift now. So lift, land, and land. So leg is straight as it kicks off. Again, make sure you're landing wide and you're not sneaking back in here to do these sad half ones. We're not doing them by half. It's got to be the full thing. Abs tight here as well, because of course, we're always thinking abs tight. Whew. The second side. So yeah, a lot of leg, like strength work, can't really get the heart rate up because it is these bigger muscle groups, the big burners. So when we really get them going, they get going. Last one here, land, lift that heel, we pulsate here. So nice high heel lift, push that heel forward. Woo. Keep pressing both legs open. So technically we are pushing both heels forward, but one is on the floor. So it might not be as apparent what we were doing there. All right, I know that I need to drop lower. I'm gonna drop lower. It's burning. I'm out of breath, but I'm gonna drop it lower because we're all gonna drop it lower. That's the plan. Keep tucking tailbone under. So remember, it's not worth dropping lower if you suddenly get that tilt and butt is pushing back, because you're not gonna feel it at all in the same way. So if tailbone suddenly releases, keep it a little higher, keep that pulse. More important to keep that tuck so we have that straight line going down. Here's 3, 2, 1. Both heels down, final 2 exercises. We're gonna step in one side, arms go up, in the other side. So it's just in and out, moving side to side. It's what I call a plie step jack versus a plie jack, which would be jumping it. So you'd just be jumping both feet into center. Now, you could, I suppose, do that here if you were like, you know what, let's make this a little bit more challenging. Let's make it a little higher impact. Hey, don't let me hold you back. But for the people who came here for low impact, that was why I'd advertised, we're gonna stick with this low impact version. Nice big stretch of the arms as well. Just moving side to side. Couple more here. Last one, we're gonna stay down. You had to know it was coming. Both heels up, we pulse here. This is it. This is the last portion of the high part of this workout. Keep that tuck. So I'm gonna remind you, I'm gonna keep reminding you, because sometimes it just starts to happen when the butt tilts back. No, if you had a wall behind you, every part of your back, from tailbone up through the head, should be touching that wall equally. Sit low, try to sit to where it's shaking. So you'll see if I come up here, well actually I'm shaking up there too, but really dig into the shaking is what I'm saying. Yeah, after a certain point it'll start to shake here, there, and everywhere, but sink into it. We got 10 more seconds here. So settle into that shaking. Just push through it for 3, 2, 1. Done. There we go. All right, stop that timer. Give the legs a little shake out. High portion's done. Now we go low. So you're gonna come down onto your mat here. We are going to do elbows and knees. Yes, indeed. Get a little bit more glute work here. Abs are engaged as well, of course, because we're pulling navel up and in. And one other thing to watch out for here, because I do sometimes see this, is that you're not looking back underneath. I guarantee it's not that terribly exciting. It's just your knees. You've seen them before, probably. So keep gaze forward at about the fingertips, or even, fingertips will do, but back of the neck long. All right, first thing here, We're gonna bend right knee a little deeper, point the toes, and we're gonna do a little lift with a pulse. So go ahead, start. It's gonna be lift, lift, touch knee down, lift, squeeze, and down. So we've just got that little extra pulse at the top, like you're just poking a little hole in the ceiling, keeping shoulders back away from the ears. And you'll get a tighter squeeze of the glute the more you focus on the abs. Yes, indeed. And that's often gonna be the case. So that's why it's so important to always be thinking about the abs, always be thinking navel into spine, staying nice and controlled and tight there. That is our control panel. That's what makes it all possible. So we just want to keep thinking about that. Hips stay even. One more here. We're going to keep the leg up and we're just going to commit to those pulses. So we are just pulsing, pulsing. Reminder that it's a pulse up, not down. So it's not a drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift. Because that's not a real pulse. The pulse is we're in that engaged zone. And then you know what? We can squeeze a little bit tighter, engage a little bit more. So it's like burning, engaged, to a little bit more burning and engaged, but there's no drop out of it. So you should be shaking pretty much the entire time with these ones. Bear that in mind. Because so often I see people think of this as like, oh, it's a break, I'm coming out of it, and then I'm pulsing, and then I'm pulsing. No, 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 no. It's all the way up. It's a pulse up, not a pulse down. So it should be really difficult to maintain these for a minute. If it's not, you're pulsing down. I'm just telling you. Here's 3, 2, 1. All right, keep it lifted. We're gonna extend. We're gonna do a little micro extension at the end. Curl it all the way back in. So leg stays lifted. One, little baby one, all the way in. That little baby one, we still go full for the extension. So extension still full. Check in with that left glute, that left supporting glute. We ideally want to feel both glutes here. So it's a good little self-check. If you are exclusively feeling the left glute and not your active glute, chances are that the glutes are a little bit sleepy. Now, that happens. The good news is the left glute, because it's got the weight in it, is going to be working regardless. So it will build a little strength there so that over time, as you do these, you'll be able to activate the active one. If you are feeling the right glute also, congrats, last one here, you are also able to activate. And then we're just gonna do those little baby ones. So squeeze left glute tight. Ooh, both of mine are just like, done. We're done. But we're not done, is the thing. So that's where we call upon the abs support there. Keep it going with these. Keep squeezing that left glute, lifting away from the floor. We don't want to be collapsing like that. So if you're feeling a lot of hip or lower back, chances are you're collapsing. So what I recommend is doing a little tiny turn open of the right leg. That'll just help you lift out of the left a little bit more. Oh my God. These are killing me so much more than I anticipated. But it's good. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I write it out. I don't know until I go for it. I know I've said this before, but that is kind of my strategy. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Release. Take a child's pose before we do the other side. So you get a little release there. I think sometimes if I knew that the things, well, sometimes I do know it's gonna be challenging, but if I had a real idea of like how much things were gonna burn, I'd probably like pull back. But once it's written down, it's committed to my memory, it's committed to me doing it, so we do it. We all do it. All right, other side here. So left side, we bend, we point the toes, lift in a pulse in 3, 2, 1. So squeeze, squeeze, and down. Squeeze, squeeze, and down. Keep pulling navel in tight so we're not getting, again, that big hollow of the back as we lift up. If you're feeling a lot of lower back, typically on the elbows, That does keep it a little bit more supported versus if we were up on the hands right now. But if you're still feeling a little bit lower back, means you need to squeeze those abs tighter because that's what's going to support it. Of the second side though, it's like already tired because it has already worked. Ooh, I got my stronger side supporting. My weaker side though is active right now. So a little bit more of a push for it. And it's just had to support. So do our best. Next one we keep it up and we're just doing those pulses, little pulses up, up. So energetically, everything we're thinking upward. Navel's pulling up, shoulders are pulling back away. They're not sinking down by the ears. Hips up. So as if you had like a little string tied around your waist, pulling you up to the ceiling. That's how engaged we are, how committed we are to keeping the energy upward, not sinking down into the floor. It's amazing how long these 4 minutes can feel. Really it is. I could have been nice and just done 30 seconds on the pulses, but what would be the fun in that? This is muscular endurance, everybody. That's the name of the game. Really, really good glute work. Now a few more seconds here. And we're gonna go for that extension. So one full, one micro. Curl all the way in. Now, if you were really crazy / really advanced, maybe you've done this workout several times already, you wanna play with it, you could add ankle weights. You could add ankle weights to the entire thing. So all the way from the top, you could add ankle weights just to this portion. But yeah, you could play with some ankle weights. But oh my. And you really wanna make sure before adding weights, and just generally, I kind of use this as a rule for anyone that I work with as a personal trainer, make sure that you can do everything just functional with body weight before you start adding weights. Because if there are any issues in form, technique, guess what? They're gonna be that much worse when you start adding weights in, and higher risk of injury. Last one here, just those little micro ones. So yeah, you wanna make sure that you can get the absolute max out of it with no weights, just your own body weight, before you start playing with added resistance. Because it really doesn't do any good, right? If I've got an ankle weight, but I'm just like down here collapsing because I can't support that weight. So more is not necessarily more. Sometimes less is more. Keep squeezing both glutes, keep pulling up. Uh-oh, Layla's crying in the background. Not a happy girl today. Usually she is. Almost there, we've got just about 10 seconds remaining. Keep it going. Toes pointed, full extension. You should feel that little shake on each extension for 3, 2, 1. Woo, bring it down. Oh boy, take another child's pose here. We are just about finished. We've got one final little extravaganza here, a bonus, let's call it. So sit up for a second, give the shoulders a little roll back. Yes, there are sweaty forearm prints on my mat from that position. I don't know if you can tell, it's just like a lovely little triangle. Lovely little triangle, the strongest shape. So there we go. All right. We're gonna finish out back in that triangle with a little bit of forearm plank. So it's not gonna be too crazy. We're gonna be in a forearm plank. I'll just show you these two things. We're not using the timer, we're just counting it because it's gonna be 10 of each thing. So first one, we're gonna touch out, in, 10 of those. And then we're gonna go straight into a dolphin push-up. So we go back, forward, leg lift. Back, forward, leg lift. 10 of each of those. We're gonna hold the little leg lift at the end, but that's all that's separating us from the end. So go ahead, come up to your forearm plank, abs in tight, right leg goes out first. We touch out, in, left, out, in. Butt stays level with shoulders, so you're not lifting it just yet. Save that for the dolphin. Here's 4, getting a bit of the obliques. 3, 2, 1. Push butt back now, which will feel like a little bit of a break. Forward, right leg lift, down. Butt goes back, so make sure there's really a contrast here. Butt is not lifting on that leg lift. We press back on the dolphin, then we stay flat for that leg lift. So don't be lifting the whole torso with that leg, because then it's not staying concentrated in the glute. It's actually coming from up above. Four last ones here. Kind of. I did say there's gonna be a hold. One more. Then give me one more dolphin. My feet are sliding. Come forward, lift the right leg, and we're holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs, left leg lifts for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, knees down, press back to child's pose. You can turn palms up to the ceiling, take a little rock side to side. That's always my preferred for opening. The fronts of the shoulders feel so good. Sometimes I get a pop. Today, not so lucky. Come up to the knees here. Quick stretch for lower body. So hands coming forward, step the right foot to the outside right hand. I always come back to this stretch because it is just my favorite. So you can stay here on the hands if you know for sure you'll be able to do it on the second side as well. Lower back to those elbows. Hang out there for a second. You could also keep a little bit of motion in it. So you could just have a little wiggle around there with the hips. See if anything releases. And then go ahead, press back up. Let's just scoot that foot between the hands. Roll back to a half split, reach across with opposite hand. Make sure you're pushing through the chest. So we want to fold from the hips, not just do a big curl like that with head to knee. So think chest to toes. So we're really maximizing that hamstring stretch. Go ahead and release. Switch sides. I'm not getting my cracks or pops this morning. I feel disappointed. I'm one of those gross people who really likes to like crack and pop everything. Makes me feel really awake and alive. Usually in the morning, it happens. So dropping down the elbows here if you did on the first side. It's not happening. It's not happening. If you're a person like me and you enjoy cracking and popping, let me know down below in the comments what your favorite spot is to pop. Press back up, bring that foot in, and then we'll just roll back. Mine, like by far, is like my sternum. So sometimes in the morning, I'll just do like a little lean back and it'll just pop across my chest and it feels amazing. Like, that's a good day when that happens. I instantly feel like awake and alert. It's amazing, I love it. And go ahead and release. Last little wiggle out here. You can just sit back onto the heels. That is us done. So we got everything kind of worked our way around, high to low, got the heart rate up, maybe got a little bit of a sweat on. So if you guys enjoyed this one and would like to see more low impact cardio bar workouts, be sure to hit that like button down below so I know that you enjoy that sort of thing. While you're down there, of course, let me know in the comments if there's anything specific that you would like to see more of. And in case you neglected to do it at the start and you need a reminder, hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys back here, and hopefully I will see you over on Instagram for some other fun stuff. But in case, see you guys soon. Bye.